All right, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. You know the deal. We are here. We are looking for a solo challenge where we terraform the planet completely, where we get 63 TR, and where we get at least 100 points. We are being offered Terraforming, which has lots of cash money, or Splice, a company that really benefits from microbe synergies. Neither of them actually have direct synergies for this run, which is a little bit lame. But Terraforming has $60 of starting capital, so that's pretty huge. I mean, don't get me wrong, Splice, because its tag is here, actually is $48 plus you get a card, but $12 plus discount, like, it's just hard to beat that. I think that a science tag and some energy goes pretty hard in the first generation, followed by perhaps like a lava flows for 3 cards. Some upside on some science, some upside on some more energy, and an anti-grav. I could be very greedy about this game and get a steelworks, and that would really push the oxygen early. I typically don't like going for what I call the Ox Gang build, because oxygen from those sources is a little bit nasty in a way, because you don't quite... I'm struggling to articulate it. There's so much points. There are so many points to get from building granaries, both the oxygen that you gain, the granary tile itself, and then adjacencies to cities. So relying on getting all of your oxygen from a card like Steelworks means you need to get a lot of points on cards to still have an equally high scoring game. But for now, that's fine. We're chilling. Deimos down. Lovely card to get. We'd actually love to play that sooner rather than later. I don't know that we'll have enough money, but we got a couple of heat bumps out the gate, a little bit of ocean. We can go ahead and get a second ocean up here. And... gee, I really think we could go for this. We have a Jovian and an Earth tag already. Mining quota seems pretty good. Potatoes if we can get the plants, and towing a comet. I mean, love all that. That leaves us enough money to go after our steelworks and start popping off on steel. We need to get even more energy so that we can afford cards like Gyropolis or get value out of Development Center. But for now, we're kind of onto something. We have a little titanium production, which is nice. Like, I don't know. There's a lot to like here. We'll probably take some early Venus bumps because everything else is in a pretty good spot. Speaking of which, here's a Venus card that we want to play earlier rather than later. This science tag could be the difference between getting and not getting anti-grav, but it's not really a good card for us to pick up. So I'm going to let it live and let die and hope that we find cards through other means. I really wanted... there's a few things I want. I want plants. I want a heat bump. I want the Venus to go higher so that I get the Ishtar mining. Like, there's a lot that I want out of this, and I don't know how to do it because I feel like Deimos down is the correct play first. So, in fact, let's just play the Deimos down. So we can do that by doing the investment loan first, and then the Deimos down second. And we could go for an adjacency, $2 to steal a plant, but I think the 2 titanium opens us up well. Yeah, and now there we go. We got 2 heat from the track there. Our steel is piling up. We're at minus $2 of income, which is painful, but at least we have quite a bit of TR to put us up for the moment. We'll keep grabbing Venus bumps. Mole area is a great use of our steel, and then imported GHG we have a discount for. We continue to push the oxygen, which again makes it pretty easy for us to meet the minimum threshold for terraforming, but not easy to do everything else that we really want to see. So Mohole area also comes with some plants, which is nice. Maybe I put this here. Potatoes is pretty grand. So let's get that little heat plate, some potatoes up and running. Import GHG from Venus is looking really good. Next turn, the government will put us up to 6. We play this card, we get 3 more heat income. We get Ishtar. Ishtar gives us the Venus card. That gives us mining quota. I mean, we have a whole combo set up to pop off next generation. But this generation is Generation 4, which is where we kind of do our audit. How are we doing overall? Well, we have 11 TR and a titanium income. That's about $14 worth of income per round, plus a discount. Say this is worth $1. It's probably worth more, but whatever. That gives us the low band of our $15 to $20 range of economic value. The thing is that we also have another $4 worth of steel. So maybe towards the upper range of the benchmark. We've had runs where we far exceeded $20 per turn of income, but this is okay, especially when we pair it with the fact that oxygen, one of the most expensive metrics, is going up steadily. Heat is a little bit lacking right now, but with 6 more income, it's going to be in a pretty good spot. Economically, this is another $7 worth of steel coming in. So, like, a lot of things are well set up, not to mention the long-term odds on getting, like, anti-grav played. What hurts is that, like, we have half the ocean spoken for if we play this card and play this. So we still need quite a bit of ocean, but we really don't have any consistent Venus terraforming. So hopefully, because we're pushing the oxygen so hard with our card, we can spend more time having the government help push Venus, is my hope. And then we just need to find more heat and oceans along the way. But look, it shouldn't be that bad. I'd love to get an animal or microbe card, though, because I do get a extra animal every turn, animal or microbe, but we need to find something to actually play it on. Solar net, we're going to have all 3 tags, so that should be fine. If I had the energy, I'd do GHG factories, but I really don't. And I'm going to get quite a bit of heat now. Still, it is a building tag. Let's pick it up. We could get lucky. Insects is based on the number of plant tags. We do have 1 from our potatoes, but I don't think that we have another. So let's go ahead and say done. Buying 3 cards is a pretty good privilege that we have at this point. And then, yeah, pushing Venus. Pushing Venus feels good. That allows us to get the Ishtar mining, and then the steel allows us to get the steel income. And we're in a pretty good spot. That did give us a card. It gave us immigration shuttles. Not a great card. It is an Earth tag with income, but it's so expensive that you really need to play this in the first 4 generations. From 5 to 8, it's like playable, but you're really like breaking even. And that money is better served in your pocket than coming back to you at the end of the game. And the 1 or 2 points it's going to get you in a solo is just not. It's just not it. So let's go ahead and keep going on the Venus. We're really hoping to find a big energy card. Even like 3 energy from something would be lovely. We did not. But we did find some science and a multiplier for Jovians. That's fine. Small asteroid, I don't know that it's needed. If I get the GHG factory, it's not. Let's just go lean for a turn. This would help us with the oceans if I do play it early. I don't normally think to play it that early, but it could help. Heat income is good, and towing a comet doesn't quite land. It's a lot of good terraforming though, right? Like that's what really draws me to it. Call it $2 per turn, plus it's getting a lot of money back, but let's do SolarNet first. See if we can find a better pathway out. Sulfur-eating bacteria, for instance, and a discount. That's pretty great. Again, I need more energy income for so many things. But if I play sulfur-eating, that's $3 in microbes per turn. Plus, I get a second $3 from that lake that I played earlier. And, yeah. I don't know if we take this card yet or we wait. I'm going to hold my cash for a generation. Let's see what happens. We don't have that much money production, but we do have a lot of TR, right? Like, that's what's kind of balancing us out here. Topsoil contract discounted. for reasons, and microbes now give us money as they're created. So now our money microbes, which are worth $3 a pop, are actually worth 4. That's a huge get for us. Venus, we have 2 Venus cards, so this is fine, right? It's like it costs you $7, right? And we generate into 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to get $10 back from a $7 investment. But the Venus tags could be helpful for other things as well. So let's take it. Oh, I clicked that too quickly. I needed this one first. Apologies. Apologies, I lost $1. Ooh, baby. Now that's a hit. That is a hit. I do need to play this gen for it to be valuable. Yeah. So, money microbes. Again, we're making $1 every time we pick one up. There might come a time soon where I give up on doing those oxygen bumps. Just for a moment. In fact, the heat is pretty far back. I think this is probably a good time to shift into getting those discounts and getting this heat income. And then because I have excess energy, next turn I could go for this science tag. I'm at 2 science tags played. So 2, 3, 4. You know, still quite a far away from 7, but there are good cards in the deck that are science tags that are worth going after, that's for sure. For now, let's take one more Venus bump, get close. Venus floater card would go pretty hard for us right now, but that's not coming up either, it would seem. We'll take the energy. We'll take... this costs us $6, and it's going to produce on generations 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's a slight profit. Very slight. Almost not worth taking, except the upside of potentially working with some tag benefits. Force precipitation, I don't love it, but I'm going to take it because I have some cards that give me floaters. And getting floaters from other sources is certainly worthwhile. So it allows me to play it right now. Force precipitation, followed by... Thing is, I'm actually going to grab this card first. I might find some sort of discount. I did not. I did find research, though. Research is tags 5 and 6, and then this is... Or, sorry. 4 and 5, and then this is 6. So I'm 1 away. And then the math on a lot of my cards changes. But first, air scraping gives us that bonus TR. Plus, I can use this to get ever closer. Then we come over here, and we get a cute little bit of card draw. Earth tag. Flooding. I don't mind flooding. It is what it is. Let's make sure we go ahead and like cash out a lot of these microbes. Maybe next turn, $30, especially if it's enough to get our anti-grav off the ground. I might also take an oxygen bump now just to level this out. Earth catapult. Ooh, baby. I do have a Jovian multiplier, but this seems aggressive. It's so late to deviate that far. Heather is certainly worthwhile. Another card draw. Looking for Earth Catapult into research. No, no science tag. No science tag, unfortunately. Though Bushes is pretty goated. I'm probably still going to cash out my microbes for... well, for cash. $30 this gen, and then probably do another cash out at the end. Yeah, let's do that. $30 now is going to produce more than $3 worth of economic benefit, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and play this bad boy. Maybe grab the plants? I'm not sure. Grab the plants instead of a little bit of money. This flooding. I question whether or not the protected valley should go here. So flooding for $5. Protected Valley. It would have been lovely to get a discount on all of these with our anti-grav, but we were not so lucky. But once we get to bushes, that gets us another placement. And we can even get a little bit of energy back. I mean, going into Gen 10, it's looking pretty solid. I think that we stopped doing oxygen bumps at the right time. I still want more energy, but mostly so I can start thinking about other cards as well. Like Gyropolis is a good city for us. The income isn't that beneficial at this point, but just having the city for our greeneries to go around, right? Not to mention the picking up of 3 extra plants or something. It'd be nice. So let's go back to Venus helping us out. We still need oceans. Standard technology is so good for us in a couple different ways. I have birds, so I don't need predators to have access to 1-point animals. Meat industry. Oh, baby. Now, so standard technology comes first, followed by this. Now, meat industry is $1. Small animals. Well, here's the thing: is I actually want to play birds first. Oh, I can't play birds yet. I don't know what I want. My dilemma right now is that an animal is worth $2 and half of a point. So when I play animals right now, which I will, I can get $2 every time. But is it worth $4 I get out of a microbe with just a sulfur eating, or $2 and half a point? And I think I'm greedy enough to go after the points, even though I don't have a 1-point animal yet. Gyropolis gets our energy pretty low, but because it went up a step, I can play it. And then the question is, do I have, with titanium included, $31? I do not. If I sold these 2 cards, though, I think I would. And these 2 cards are unlikely to be played, except I really need this bonus TR. So I'm going to hold back on water import from Europa. I wanted to play it now because I could actually use it to get cheap oceans, but, you know, we shall see. I thought we had a multiplier for... Oh, no, it is itself the multiplier, of course. But I only have 1 Jovian played, so I don't know. Because I have cheap standard projects, it's hard to figure out the best way to go about this. Yes. Too late. Don't care. It sucks to have such good discounts on cards, but no cards worth playing. This is free, so we should just take it and imagine that we'll get an event before the game is over. I'm going to play it now. So I just jaw dropped a little bit because I have a Jovian multiplier in my hand, and the game went ahead and offered me a couple more Jovian multipliers. So 1, 2, 3 in my hand right now. That seems a little extra. If I buy a greenery and I get 2 plants with it, then that gives me enough plants for enough to end the game. It also allows me to grab birds, which is great. I don't know if I'm going to get enough for forced precipitation, you know? Oh, also with the animals, I really should have counted. I didn't actually count, but small animals is going to get land on 4. So the extra animal I put on it for $2 wasn't wasted. If this had 1 more animal on it, I would be kicking myself for having given myself 1 more animal instead of 1 more micro, because I lost $2 and I wouldn't be hitting the next breakpoint. But this worked out. And I wasn't really expecting to have birds so quickly. So I'm going to gamble on forced precipitation and give it a floater. If I can get a second floater, that would be ideal. I need oceans. I plan on playing a Jovian multiplier, so I may as well do that. It also lets me liquidate some of my titanium. I get a card draw for my energy, so I don't want to play this. If I can spend all my money before next gen... Well, I'm going to have a heat bump next gen. I'll have the government give me a Venus bump. Let's take this $34 to next gen. Plus I have all those extra microbes. Like there's a chance of something nice here. I do want more cities, don't get me wrong. But I also want those multipliers. Especially with another Jovian. But yeah, we did not get a floater card, which is a little disappointing. We'll keep getting some birds. Birds are money. $2 birds from the meat industry. Microbes, we do get money back on that, but certainly not enough. Oh, and I bought a Standard Project Ocean. I really should have just waited for this gen. I literally said I wanted to liquidate my titanium, and then I did a Standard Project. So not only did I spend $15 instead of $12, I also didn't spend this titanium. Thankfully, I can play the titanium on other cards, but you know, we were close to making a big boo-boo there. So let's do our Venus bump, our heat bump, or whatever. We'll come in here and grab IO. We'll come over and grab Asteroid Mining Consortium. And I was worried about my TR. Remember when I said that? I'm not playing in the official 63 TR mode, so there isn't a button here for me to spend $15 to buy a single TR. I wish there were. But I refuse to have the game say I lose when I terraform the full planet. I just can't. I can't handle that. But because of Terraforming Ganymede, we're gonna get 5 titanium or 5 TR. So boom, baby, we made it, and that actually left us with enough in a very sweet spot, extremely sweet spot. I said that, but actually we have money here. I thought it was leaving us in an extremely sweet spot to buy a city that would give us the plant for the greenery. I don't have to buy 2 cities. Well, you know, if I sell the cards, bear with me for a second. Bear with me. If I sell these cards, I have $45. What I really wanted to do is buy 2 cities. But if I buy a city for $25, I'm actually going to get $3 back, and that's enough for a greenery. So I can get a city and a greenery. If I played the city in a spot that got money back, I could have gotten 2 cities. Right? So I could have played like a city here, gotten this titanium, used that titanium to do the card that we just played, and then that would have been enough money for me to then buy a second city here, right? 2 points, 2 points, plus you put the greenery in between. But buying a city and a greenery and then still getting the bonus greenery is basically the same. So I'm nitpicking nothing. We just buy city. We buy greenery. We say the whole world is terraformed and life is good. And yeah, again, we're undercooked on greeneries and cities, but with 28 points on cards, we breeze past the 100 point mark. Not an exceptional run, don't get me wrong, but we got meat industry, we got money for our microbes as well. We got money microbes. We were just missing like the big discount stacking. We got the rebates from events at the end when we didn't have anything left. We didn't quite have the card draw. But this, I think, is a really good use case for Ox Gang. You use them early, you set yourself up for success so that you can go after a bunch of expensive cards at the end that give you multiplications of points and other things, but you do need to bail out at one point because you still want greeneries, you still want cities. There's too many points to leave on the ground. Like 16 points worth of greeneries and cities is like, half of my points on cards. Like, it's a significant enough. Without these 16 points, I may have gotten a couple more points on cards, but quite frankly, there wasn't much left to buy. And a lot of the efficiency I got was from buying those cities early enough with steel. So, anyway, I think we would have suffered for it, let alone not having enough energy for all that card draw and a bunch of the other cards that we played. Like, anyway, it's a whole thing. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.